That is a lot of coots. I don't think I've ever seen that many coots before in my life. All the baby coots. One upside. Have you ever felt like super stoked to have new toys and then simultaneously really discouraged because of environmental and wildlife conditions or lack thereof? That's how today is. So today's first day out with the R5 Mark II. Technically, I went out this morning and I put up my, if you guys have an R5 II, I put up my wildlife settings for wildlife, all the things you should change, all that stuff. That video is already live, so if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. I've only had this camera for like less than 24 hours, and this morning I went out with it and I got some really good stuff just by my house. But now we're at a lake near my house, and normally there's a lot of good resident birds, you know, like ruddy ducks and pied-billed grebes and all that stuff, ospreys. Well, I haven't seen anything but coots today. On the bright side though, right behind me in this tree over here, I just got black-throated gray warbler. Very excited about that, actually. So we're doing all right with warblers. I'm not going to, since this is my first day out with the camera, I'm not going to do like any tests. I'm not going to be comparing it. I'm not going to be experimenting. Like, I just want to use my camera. I just want to see what I can do. So this is just going to be a straight up wildlife vlog as per my usual. The only difference is hopefully I'll get some good stuff with the R5 II. But if not, I've got the next 4 years to look forward to it. I do think though, you notice how it's getting dark. There is a massive like darkness coming over the land that way. And I think on our way back to the campsite, we might get rained on. Camera lady brought a rain shell. I did not. So if it does dump on us, she's going to be putting this in her jacket. All right, let's go see what we can find before for its rain party time. Coots, a lot of little baby coots. Little mama's feeding them. Those are the ugliest babies I've ever seen in my life. He's got a bald head, look at him. Hideous. I hear the osprey now with his fishy. I got a video clip of the osprey flying away, but I didn't hear him dive or see him dive. But it was a big fish. I hear him, he's over there somewhere. I got one pied-billed grebe, well, two technically, because I got the mama and the baby, kind of. I can't get as low as I want because of all these reeds this year. This is just so overgrown, it's ridiculous. The grass is grassing quite hard. Yeah. Well, it's getting stormy. It's getting late. I'm going to take my teleconverter off here in a minute and get that F4 going because it's getting dark. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight probably. We're just camping on the other side of the lake. So I will say so far the tracking is, as you would expect, much better than the R5. And it feels just like the R6 II, maybe a pinch better. One of the things I'm noticing is with the water, especially with the waves, and when you have like these darker ducks and stuff like that, the R5 tended to lose those a lot and just jump off. This holds it a lot better. It's only kind of really wavered or jumped off a couple of times maybe, but it also snaps back way faster. I'm really happy with the autofocus so far. One of the things that I'm really bummed about though, I've already mentioned this in other videos, and it's something I've been complaining about since the day the R6 II came out, but they put the video switch is over here on the left, and you know, if you're wildlife and you're using your left hand to brace your big lenses, having to reach over like this and switch it with my right hand just absolutely sucks, and almost as bad as getting a bug in my eye like right now. So that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to get used to that because we can't, because of that, because they put that dedicated switch here, we can't use the multifunction button to switch to video anymore, which is what I really wanted. But I've programmed the record button to do 8K 60 or 8K 30. And then in my regular video mode, my switch over, I've got it to 4K 60. So getting some, that's kind of my go-to for slow motion. I don't usually like to use 4K 120 unless like I know there's some serious action coming, because that's just, those are big files. You know, 4K 120 are bigger files than the 8K 30 files. Plus, I have in the R5 4K 120 and 8K. There goes cormorant right over. The 4K 120 and the 8K 30 files, they tend to, even the 4K 60 in the R5 and the R6 II tend to heat the camera up pretty bad. I haven't had that happen yet. I've been shooting all afternoon. It's been like 90 degrees out here. It doesn't even feel hot to the touch, but I have it turned. There's a common yellowthroat right behind us. See, they know I'm talking to you guys, so they're out. Anyways, preliminarily for the first day out, first day and a half, no overheating, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. All right, let's get out of here before it gets too dark and go find a place to set up camp. Okay, so this is morning round, I don't even know, 2. I'm just kind of getting a little bit away from the tent so I don't wake camera lady up. Some weird stuff happened. So the intro of this video and the whole first day out filming, which for you guys, which would have been just, you know, a few seconds ago, was like almost 2 weeks ago. that first night that we came in, the storms came in and we were going to camp. It turned into monsoons, and it was going to get real ugly. And there was like 50 people here in this campground, like all of like right in here. There was like 50 people. It was like some sort of, family reunion or something, and it was just a nightmare. So that, and then they got massively rained out. So we left. So long story long is we left. There wasn't much wildlife. We came back last night. We came back, and I did a little bit of birding, and I got a couple of things. Surprisingly, I think I got this yellow warbler. I finally got a halfway decent of a lesser goldfinch, a male, in their nice, pretty colors, which, you would think lesser goldfinch is easy, but no, not for me so far. So I'm walking to the trailhead right now. It is 6:30 in the morning, and we're gonna see what we can do this morning, hopefully, now that there's nobody here. All right, so I'm gonna get to walking. No B-roll for this one since Camera Lady is sleeping. But that last time lapse that I shot last night of us, and all that, if that made it in, if it was long enough, I hope it was, that was all shot with the R5 too. If not, if the time lapse wasn't long enough, then here's a few stills. I did film an astro photography with the R5 II video last night, so I'll be working on that as well. I don't know which one's going to come out first or when, but look for that if it's not out yet. Alright, well, I didn't wrap the video up out there. This has been a really long video. I basically just wanted to make sure before I ended the video that I got anything good at all. It's been kind of a challenging couple of weeks for me for wildlife, between not being able to get out as much as I wanted or stay out as long as I wanted, and there just not being a whole lot in my area right now. It's been a little trying for wildlife. I did end up getting a few shots that I liked though. This one of the ruddy duck, like right at sunrise when the very first light is just hitting him and nothing else. And there was a lot of mist going on. So in this one, this is one of the clearer ones, but some of that footage that I got and those first few images, a lot of mist. Too much to really have like super sharp images. But of course, in typical New Mexico fashion, as soon as the sun comes up, it goes away pretty quick. It went from 40 degrees to 85 degrees-ish, like pretty quick. So it was short-lived. This baby pied-billed grebe was kind of nice in the golden hour light. The baby grebes are definitely better looking than the baby coots. Although this baby coot looked pretty nice too. This was kind of like last light versus first light. I think the grebe was in the morning that I got, and then this coot was in the evening. I got two target birds that I was not expecting at all, at the lake. I went there for waterfowl and stuff like that, but I ended up just hanging out in camp after filming everything and before we were packing up and everything. And this was like mid-morning, like, 9, 10 o'clock. And I ended up getting this painted red start and the footage of it. And that was really cool because I kind of half expected them to start leaving already. And I've actually never seen one at the lake. I've seen them in the Gila and around Silver City, but I've never seen them at the lake. So that was really cool. And then another bird that I haven't ever really got a good photo of is this pygmy nuthatch. So I was super excited about the pygmy nuthatch. I only got the one video clip though that I put in earlier, and that they were kind of difficult to film. But let me transition and talk about video real quick. I just want to hit on it. So I'm not going to do a review. Like I said, I just haven't been in the head state to do a review yet, and I'm still just getting to know the R5 II. But I will give like a little very quick mini first impressions. The video is, I don't want to say game changing, but it is significantly better than coming from the R5. Between the codecs and C-Log 2, the inclusion of C-Log 2 is incredible. But the image stabilization and being able to hand hold, I've been very happy with that. The video's been looking great. But the biggest thing is definitely the AF. So the autofocus has been like a lot snappier, to a lot quicker to, as soon as you hit the record button, it finds the bird faster, it locks on faster, and with how I have it set up, it's been staying on really, really well. Like that clip, this clip that I got of the Sora, first of all, I wasn't expecting a Sora. I know they're there, but they're really hard to find because they don't ever come out of these reeds. And you can see just the ugly conditions that I'm filming in. It's why I didn't even try to take a photo. But I mean, this guy, I'm like shooting through all these reeds and his eyes are like obscured and he's like keeps turning away and is behind these things. The camera like lost focus like maybe once for like a split second, but other than that, this whole clip, he stayed on him. I was really, really impressed with that kind of tracking, and I'm very happy with that. All right, well, that's all I'm going to say for right now. I did film that Astro video. I have yet to edit it, but that should be coming out after this. So we're going to see how the R5 Mark II does for low light and astrophotography. Very excited about that because I love astro. Let me know what you guys think. This was just my first outing, really, at least in terms of a video. I've still only had the camera for a couple of weeks, but I'm liking it so far. Ooh, I am going to the Tetons and Yellowstone for a couple of weeks at the end of September. I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're gonna have the elk rut. We're gonna have hopefully some moose, some grizzlies, all the things. I would really love to find a great gray owl. Not as confident in that. It's a lot harder to find them. But I am gonna give myself at least a week, maybe 2 out there. So if you see me running around in Tetons at the end of September, come say hi. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're enjoying the content, then you can check out the channel memberships. It's a great way to help out the channel. It makes a massive difference for me, and Camera Lady and I both really appreciate all the channel members. Workshops, I've got private workshops for Bosque, winter birds, all kinds of good stuff for central New Mexico. All winter long I run the private workshops. They're filling up, but I've still got some spaces. So check out the website and hit me up if you want to join me for some seriously epic winter birding here in New Mexico. I think I have 1 spot left for October, fall, northern New Mexico landscape, possibly wildlife workshop. And then of course, Scotland, seabirds and seascapes, May 2025. That's always incredible. I've got 2 spots left on that. Sign up for the newsletter. I have a newsletter. I try to put it out once or twice a month. That'll keep you updated on everything going on. All that is at my website. You can check it out. Links down below. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.